How's it going, guys? And welcome back to another episode of Trailmakers Creations. Thanks for joining me. In this episode, we are going to be starting with the Switchblade Dragster. Now, the reason why it's called the Switchblade is because it do this. Say if we were to go ripping down here, it does drive like a normal dragster. It's not the fastest dragster in the world, but it is pretty fast. We can hit number 1 and fly away. Yeah, flying dragster, eh? Who would have thought? Who would have thought? And it even flies so well you can land it without any damage. Let's try and do that. As you can see, we just got wings that come in sideways, extend out a little with the old pistons there. So it would come down like this, nice and easy. And we don't have any brakes on this dragster, so we should fly away. Whoa, that's about as close as it gets. So when the wings pull forward like that, you'll actually get a lot more lift in the front. Like, see if I were to close them up, the front end wants to lift. Especially when it extends out like that. But yeah, it's actually pretty easy to fly. I thought, you know what? A dragster is ripping down the track. It'd be just like a jet taking off. It's too bad we didn't have some wings that we could fold out. So I figured out how to do it this way. Using some pistons and just basically rotating it out. That's not going to work. But yeah, we can pile out here. We can see we just got a couple of servos with a couple of double set of pistons there. When those servos open, they extend out that way to give us some room for our wings. We got our wing pieces on there, some stabilizers, of course, to keep us level. We also have steering back here in our rear fin, our spoiler. And then we have a little bit of turning up here with the wheels. Also have some small vertical stabilizers on them as well. So that gives us some front end steering when we're in the air, as well as the steering that's on the ground. So that was a fun build, fun thing to try yourself. Try and build a nice sleek dragster like this that can just take off in the air. I mean, I think we can take off like just by pulling back if we go off a cliff, but nowhere near the control as when we open up the blade wings. Look at that. It's like a stunt dragster. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Nope. But we're not a boat. Alright, let's go take a look at our next build. Alright, so this monster behemoth, this is the Mega Missile Truck. So I kind of gave away what's inside, didn't I? So we can jump in. We can see we got glass in here. If you look through the front there, you can see the missile bobbing in there. It's a big missile. You know what I mean? We got some glass on the sides. It's a pretty straightforward truck. Just a great big monster beast. All kinds of... It's got double suspension on it just to handle the weight of the missile inside. So let's zoom down to the end here, and we're going to try and hit the carrier with this mega missile. It's got all kinds of explosives in it. Let's see if we can get the range. Okay, settle down. Okay, so we can see the carrier. See if I can guesstimate the range on this. There isn't any really controls for it as far as how far you want it to go. So number 1 opens this up and drops down our stabilizers in the back. Number 2 positions the missile. Now the cool thing about this is at the end there you'll see those gimbals on the end of the rocket on the stand. There's a little sensor there when it gets within a foot of the ground, or 1 on the meter. It'll actually engage those gimbals to pull -1, so it holds the butt end of the rocket down when I go to launch it, because there needs to be like a second warm-up for those thrusters before it actually detaches and fires. So let's see, we're still in line with it. Yeah, it might go off to the right a bit, but let's... Yeah, I'm going to adjust a little bit like this. And number 3. There it goes, and let's see if we hit the carrier. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Right? You know what I mean? Is that not satisfying or what? The Mega Missile Truck. Alright, let's rebuild. Let's have a look at that missile in there. We can see how big this missile actually is. So we have a double row of rockets down here. Good old dragon thrusters. no fins on the bottom, just on the top and on the back side here. And it's got enough thrust on it. The inside of one of those compartments is completely full of TNT. So she go boom when she hit the ground. And that's basically about it. I just put enough thrust and figured out the angle on it. Used tubes for the actual frame for launching here. And there we go. Once you have the angle with that much power, you can figure out how to keep it in the air, and then it's just adjusting weight a little bit forward, a little bit back, tune some of the engines a little bit to get the thrust that you want, position of those vertical and horizontal stabilizers. Oh yeah, look at this. This thing's just drifted. That's what I was trying to avoid with those feet that came down the back here. So let's see, can we reposition? It's not designed to be repositioned like this, but okay, so like this, and we'll fire. See if we can get 2 shots. I don't know, that was a little shallow. It's got good thrust though. Is it gonna make it? No. What was that? Just out of render distance. Nope, nope, she hit the ground. That's pretty close though. Pretty close. So you got 2 of these things. You could have a battle from here and there, and you can also shoot from the carrier almost into here. So if you had 3 of you, you could have 1 guy here, 1 guy here, and 1 guy out here on the carrier, and you could all be firing missiles at each other, and I think you'd all be within fairly decent range. Let's see. 1, 2. Easy as 1, 2, and 3. There goes the shiny mega missile. All the way over there. Boom. So that was a great build. That was fun. Big giant missile launcher. Alright, let's take a look at our next build. Alright, so I have left the mega missile truck on the other end of the carrier, somewhere in the middle of the carrier. So we can do a little testing here with the Enforcer. This is an attack helicopter with 4 cannons and 2 bombs. See the red bombs on either side there. Those drop down. We've got our 4 cannons on the other side. Left shift does the cannoning. Q and E will drop the bombs. But we left the truck over here in firing position. So let's see. Spacebar will spin this up. So let's see. W gives us our forward thrusters, and then just by tapping the spacebar, we can get almost 200 kilometers an hour out of this. So we're going to fly over this way, we're going to spin her around. And we're going to see if we can drop some bombs on this rocket launch truck here. So like this, and then Q and E. Oh, totally missed. Okay, well then that means we're going to have to take them out with the cannons. Ooh, that was pretty close. Let's try it again. And okay, maybe we should just try like a hover thing, like a chopper would do. Just kind of hover in like this. Be like, hey, boom! Wow, that was a direct hit. It's still. Oh, there goes the rocket. Okay, at least we know it's not launching any rockets. Oh, 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 oh. Good thing there's suspension on them landing pads on our chopper. That could have been hazardous. So the Enforcer here. It's a pretty basic chopper. It's got some stabilizers on the inside. Boom. It is landable, but it is a little squirrely. You have to be very abrupt when you land. You gotta be firm when you land. Yeah, just like that. See? Perfect. Finish it. Nice. Uh-oh, uh-oh. Oh, that was close. If you're looking for a chopper idea, chopper design, there's a cool chopper. Could probably be a little more agile, but that was a fun build. Love working on the helicopters. Oh, walk in front of a sensor, and the bomb goes boom. Oh, look at that. Kind of interesting. Alrighty then. Let's take a look at our final build of the video. So this is a scene most of us don't like to see. Or would not like to see. Large fishes swimming in the water. Especially large fishes with dorsal fins. Especially large fishes with lots of teeth. So this is the big mouth mega shark. And yes, he does have a big mouth. But you can see his top lip pulls up so that he can reveal his upper teeth. It's also got some thrusters in the top of his head, so when he comes out of the water, he gets a little bit of extra jumping power into the water. So there are buoyancy devices in here. You can use the arrow keys for buoyancy. But even at full buoyancy all the way up, it's heavy enough that you can still actually... So you'll stay at the surface up like this. You can keep swimming with your dorsal fin out. Swimming with your fin out. Got the nice little glowy eyes. But so you can still point his head down and he'll still swim downwards. He's heavy enough. It's got the nice shadow happening there. Very sharky-like. Shark. But he looks pretty nasty. Looks almost prehistoric. With the big teeth. So there's the seat right in there. So let's see. Let's see how this looks from the first person. Top of the seat, first person. Open the mouth. Okay, that looks kind of different. There's the boat. I guess you could use this for attacking stuff at the surface, right? Wow. It's like being in the great white whale's mouth. What's the problem? Are we underneath the boat? He's gone under the boat. You can't go down with 3 barrels on him. He can't. Well, yeah, you can. Out of the water. There we go. Let's go up to the surface here. Swim above the surface? Can we get above the surface? Hey? Hey? A little bit, maybe? No? Not so much? And I guess the seat doesn't really come above the surface. It's all in the white water there. So that number 1 actually starts the propellers. You see, it's fairly buoyant. It'll just sit there at that same buoyancy. But yeah, pretty basic build, just a large hollow body with your servos as your pivot points in the body. And then just the design itself. I actually started with the mouth, trying to make the upper jaw lift up like that when he goes to open his mouth. And then just use some servos and hinges to open up the mouth and the jaw, and then put as many teeth in there as I could. And then built the body on to scale. It was close because this thing is almost at 700 complexity. But it's fun. This should be fun for going into some public servers and scaring folks in boats. You thought Jaws was bad. Just when you thought it was safe to go in the water, here this guy shows up with a giant big mouth shark. Now the fins don't actually move. They don't have any controls. The big fins in the front here, they're just set on hinges that have about 50% strength on them. So they got a little bit of flap to them, a little bit of give, but nothing too sturdy. Not too floppy either. So there you go. If you're looking for a big giant fish, I will upload that to the shop. Big mouth mega shark. Have a look, see if you're interested. Still a scary sight. Nobody likes to see that. Ooh, especially like that. Perfect. Alright, I think that's where we're going to leave this one, guys. I want to thank you all for watching. If you haven't subscribed already, a subscribe would be wonderful. Don't forget to hit that like button. Leave a comment. Let me know which one of these builds was your favorite in this video. And we will see you in the next one. Ciao.